When you get rich, tell no one. That sounds like something your paranoid uncle would whisper at Thanksgiving dinner, right? But here's the thing, some of the wealthiest people you walk past every day are driving beat up Honda Civics, wearing clothes from Target, and you'd never guess they have more money than most people will see in a lifetime. My name is Ivan, and I spend way too much time thinking about money and why most people completely sabotage themselves the moment they start accumulating any real wealth. If you're someone who actually wants to understand what true financial freedom looks like instead of just playing dress up with expensive toys, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if it changes how you think about wealth. When you picture getting rich, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Posting photos of your new luxury car on Instagram? Buying a mansion with more rooms than you could use? Walking into designer stores without looking at price tags? Here's what's fascinating. Most people don't actually want to be rich, they want to look rich. There's a massive difference. And understanding that difference will determine whether you build lasting wealth or end up broke with a closet full of designer clothes. Why do you really want money? Strip away the surface answers. Sure, you might say financial freedom or retiring your parents, but if you dig deeper, there's probably a part of you that wants other people to know you've made it. You want the respect, the admiration, maybe even envy from people stuck in jobs they hate. This desire for recognition isn't necessarily wrong, but it's incredibly dangerous. Because the moment you start showing off your wealth, you've painted a target on your back. And I'm not just talking about criminals. I'm talking about something much more subtle and damaging to your long-term financial health. Let me tell you about stealth wealth, the most powerful financial strategy nobody talks about. Stealth wealth means you accumulate significant money, but nobody around you has any idea. You live modestly, drive reasonable cars, and avoid the lifestyle inflation trap that destroys so many people who achieve financial success. Now I know what you're thinking. What's the point of having money if you can't enjoy it? We'll get to that, but first let me show you why broadcasting your wealth is one of the fastest ways to lose it. First reason, the moment people know you have money, your relationships change. Wealthy individuals who flaunt success become targets for burglaries and scams, but security risks are the least of your worries. The real danger is how relationships change. Suddenly, every interaction becomes tainted with the possibility of ulterior motives. That new friend who wants to hang out all the time, do they genuinely like you, or are they hoping you'll pick up the check? That distant relative who suddenly starts calling, did they miss you, or did they hear you've come into money? Money changes how people perceive you and how they behave around you. Some of the loneliest people in the world are wealthy individuals who can never be sure if someone likes them for who they are or what they can provide. This is why so many wealthy people end up surrounding themselves only with other wealthy people. It's not snobbery, it's self-defense. When everyone has similar financial resources, money becomes less of a factor in relationships. Here's something that might surprise you. Many high earners deliberately drive modest vehicles. People making multiple six figures cruise around in Toyota Camrys and Honda Accords. Why? They figured out your car doesn't need to be a billboard advertising your financial status. When you drive a reasonable car, live modestly, and dress normally, you get something incredibly valuable: genuine relationships with people who have no idea about your financial situation. You can interact as equals without weird power dynamics. Think about your current friend group. How would things change if they knew you had 10 times more money? Would they still split the bill equally? Would they still complain about their financial problems to you? Would they treat you the same? This is why wealthy people often surround themselves only with other wealthy people. Not snobbery, but self-defense. The pressure to maintain appearances creates a vicious cycle that makes you poor. You buy an expensive car to show success. Now, you feel pressure to live up to that image. You need clothes that match the car, a home worthy of someone who drives such a vehicle, restaurants and vacations that align with the lifestyle you've created. Before you know it, you're trapped in the appearance prison, working harder and spending more money to maintain an image you created for other people's benefit. Meanwhile, the truly wealthy person is quietly building more wealth because they're not wasting money on status symbols. There's an old saying, when you're poor, you cut your own grass. When you're middle class, you pay someone else to cut it. But when you're truly wealthy, you cut your own grass again. Why? Because you've realized freedom means doing what you want, not what you think rich people are supposed to do. Possessions don't bring lasting happiness. Experiences do, relationships do, freedom does. A garage full of expensive cars requiring maintenance and insurance? That's not freedom. That's expensive stress. The things that truly matter either cost nothing or very little. Time with family and friends. A good night's sleep. A walk in nature. Reading a book that changes your perspective. None of these require wealth, but wealth can make them easier to access. When you're financially secure, you can work less and spend more time on relationships. You can travel to experience different cultures. You can pursue hobbies without worrying about bills. But here's the key. You can do all of these things without anyone knowing you have money. In fact, you can often do them better when people don't know. Consider this. You're at a high school reunion and that guy who used to give you a hard time walks up bragging about his new luxury car and corner office. Meanwhile, you're standing there in 5-year-old jeans knowing you could buy his entire subdivision without checking your bank balance. There's something satisfying about that moment. This is the hidden superpower of stealth wealth. You navigate the world with insider knowledge nobody else has. You're like a financial superhero in civilian clothes. People treat you normally because they have no idea you've escaped the matrix they're still trapped in. There's a guy I know who made a fortune in real estate. Every morning, he puts on work boots and drives his beat-up pickup to construction sites. His crew has no idea he owns the entire company. He eats lunch with them, jokes around, gets treated like one of the guys. Compare that to the contractor who shows up in a brand new luxury truck. Suddenly, everyone's asking for raises or assuming he's overcharging. Which person has better relationships and less stress? When you're not broadcasting wealth, you get to see people's true characters. You discover who's genuinely generous. You learn who offers help without expecting anything back. You find out which friends invite you places because they enjoy your company, not because they expect you to pay. Let's talk practical benefits. When service providers think you're middle class, you get honest quotes and genuine service. The moment they smell money, everything becomes more expensive. Your mechanic suggests premium services. Your contractor finds additional work that must be done. Your financial advisor steers you toward high-fee products. There's an entire industry built around separating wealthy people from their money. When you fly under the radar, you avoid becoming a target. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. What's the point of having money if you can't enjoy it? This reveals a fundamental misunderstanding. Money isn't meant to impress other people. It's meant to buy you options, freedom, and reduce stress. None of these benefits require anyone else to know about your financial situation. Think about the last time you were genuinely happy. Was it because of something expensive you owned? Or was it during a conversation with someone you care about? A moment in nature, or doing something you're passionate about? Most satisfaction comes from experiences and relationships, not possessions. When people don't know you have money, your experiences often become richer and relationships more authentic. There's something liberating about removing the performance aspect from wealth. You stop living for other people's approval and start living for your own satisfaction. This shift also makes you a better investor. When you're not bleeding money on status symbols, you have more capital for assets that actually grow wealth. While others finance depreciating luxury cars, you're buying appreciating investments. Every dollar you don't spend on showing off is a dollar that can work for you for decades. Over time, this compounds into a massive difference in net worth. When you keep wealth private, you maintain your edge in business. Nobody's pricing you out of deals because they think you have deep pockets. You compete on merit rather than perceptions. The stealth wealth approach also protects you from one of the most dangerous wealth destroyers, the people closest to you. Family members who know you have money will find reasons why you should share it. Friends develop selective amnesia when it's time to pay their share. None of this makes them bad. It's human nature. The solution is to control information flow about your financial situation. Some of the wealthiest people I know shop at Costco, use coupons, and drive their cars until the wheels fall off. Not because they have to, but because they want to. They've realized every dollar saved on unnecessary expenses can compound and grow over decades. There's a term in psychology called hedonic adaptation. Humans get used to lifestyle improvements surprisingly quickly. That first week with your new luxury car feels amazing, but by month 3, it's just your car. The excitement fades, but the payment remains. The stealth wealth mindset makes you a better decision maker because you're not clouded by ego. When considering a major purchase, you can ask honest questions. Do I actually need this, or do I just want other people to see me with it? Will this improve my life meaningfully, or am I just trying to keep up with some imaginary standard? Almost everyone who builds wealth without advertising it develops what I call financial confidence. It's quiet assurance that you could handle almost any financial emergency. Car breaks down? No problem. Unexpected medical bill? Covered. Want to take a spontaneous trip? Done. This confidence is completely different from the nervous energy of maintaining an expensive lifestyle on shaky ground. It's the difference between being actually secure and just looking secure. This confidence affects every area of your life. You negotiate better because you're not desperate. You take calculated risks because you have a safety net. You sleep better because you're not worried about payments on things you bought to impress people you don't even like. So there you have it. When you get rich, keep your mouth shut and let everyone else play the exhausting game of financial theater. Build your wealth quietly. Enjoy your freedom privately. And remember that true prosperity isn't about what you own, it's about what owns you. The best kind of rich is the kind nobody sees coming.